Welcome to the PD Coordinators webinar for June. My name is Krista Mosier, and I am your presenter for today's PD Coordinators webinar. Basically, the exact same agenda that we always have, updates from the PD centers, new training conferences and statewide events, monthly webinar series announcements, testing updates, PD portal announcements, and then the PD coordinator time. So we are going to get started right off, and we're going to have Beth talk about a new opportunity.
Thank you very much, Krista. Welcome, everybody. Glad you're here with us this afternoon. As many of you know, our beloved Laura Greer moved on to a new job opportunity a while back, and we are now hiring for her position. This is hot off the presses. It just posted earlier this afternoon. So we're looking for a learning management systems coordinator to oversee our learning management system, affectionately known as the PD portal. So I just want to bring it to your attention. If you have people that are interested, we put the link to the job posting in the chat. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Beth. All right, and now we'll move to our professional development centers, and we have Joan.
Thanks, Krista. I don't have any upcoming PD. I just wanted to say on behalf of the entire Career Pathways PD Center team, we thank all of you for a great 3 years. Our funding is ending on June 30th. So any PD requests that you're going to have after July 1 will need to go over to your TCAL PD specialist. So sad announcement, but it's been a great 3 years and it's been great working with all of you.
Thank you, Joan. We will miss working with you and all of the exciting events that you brought to the field. So thank you. All right. I'm now going to turn it over to Rena for the Distance Education PD Center.
Okay, I'm ready.
Go right ahead. All right. Thank you.
Okay, just some other announcements of courses in the PD portal. We have the new digital literacy content standards training available for in-person or virtual training. So you're welcome to reach out to your PD coordinator and request these. We also have an updated Distance Learning Academy Module 1 training. So there's an online on-demand and the in-person training available. And this has been updated as of the end of last year of 2023. And then also we have the Digital Access and Resilient training by the Dr. Glenda Rose with the DART, also available on the PD portal. Next slide, please. So this one's exciting. I do want to read the description. We have our very own Sarah Sulahi from TCAL featuring cross-cultural approaches to digital literacy, and will be presenting at the Link's coffee break session. So the link will be in the chat. I do want to read the description that she did provide us. Effective language acquisition rarely occurs in a vacuum. Often approaches to language learning are rooted in cultural values and a society's views on education. Digital literacy is not immune to this influence. If viewed as a new language, digital literacy is similarly impacted by the cultural and social needs that a learner brings into the classroom. So please join Sarah to explore what English language instructors can do to understand the social and cultural needs of your students and bridge gaps between learners and content from different cultural backgrounds. So this will be an interactive session, so please come and learn and also get some understanding of communal versus individualistic cultures. Thank you. Next slide, please.
All right, Rena, real quick, I know you've got the link there, but what day is this? Do you know? What day and time?
Give me one moment. I do have it up. This is going to be on Wednesday. It's going to be a Wednesday, July 17th.
Great.
Give me one moment. I'm trying to convert the
Sure.
time. I believe it's going to be at 1 It should be 1 o'clock Central.
That's right. We talked about that yesterday.
Yes, and it is a 1 hour session.
All right, thank you. All right, next slide. Here you go.
So this is something new that we are going to be promoting more this summer. So we are doing a digital skills and technology cohort, which will be a course that will start the fall of this year. So this will be about exploring digital tools and creating meaningful learning for adult students. And it's a lot about integrating into lesson plans and in the classroom. So it'll be a 1 hour per week for 8 weeks cohort. So it'll be a lot of project-based learning, social events, feedback and coaching, peer showcasing, flexible pacing, and of course, it's going to be curated to digital literacy. So more will be coming out soon. So very excited about this. We are partnering up with community learning partners. They are the ones that also helped us create the digital literacy content standards.
Awesome, thank you. Next slide.
Yes, and of course, I don't think we can say this enough, a reminder of the free digital literacy curriculum that the DEPDC provides. All you need to do is send an email to us here at the call center, and we will provide that link also in the chat. So we offer North Star Digital Literacy and Computer Essentials by Essential Education. So if you have any questions about adding this to your program, please reach out to us at the call center and we can get back to you on that. Next slide, please. And so this is also has to deal with the call center. So we do provide a roadshow introducing what the call center can do for your teachers and your students. So we offer a 3-hour workshop, a 1.5 hour presentation. We can do it at a staff meeting. We can do an in-class introduction. And we also provide live demos of using the call center, of course, our free digital literacy curriculum and other distance education items. So you can request this session through your PD specialist.
All right, thank you, Rena, very much. Any questions or comments for Rena or Joan? All right, we'll press on. Now we're going to be talking about new training, conferences, and statewide events. So Paula, you are up.
Thanks, Krista. Well, we're winding down those regional literacy symposiums that Literacy Texas sponsored. The last and final one is tomorrow, June 14th. It's a Friday, and it's about from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m., and it's at the United Way of Greater Houston facility. It's a free event. All they ask is that you register, and I got the registration link right there on the slide, just so they can fix you a lunch. Then don't forget to mark your calendars that the 2024 Literacy Texas Conference will be in San Marcos at the Embassy Suites in San Marcos. There's the link you can also use to make a reservation for that. The hotel's filling up, but they have an overflow hotel. Now that registration is not free, but they do have a few scholarships remaining. Thank you, Krista.
You're welcome, Paula. Thank you. All right, here's the Q&A slide. I knew it was close. Any questions? We've got comments about the Joey and Christine from Community Learning Centers that worked with the digital literacy content standards. And
we have no
so make sure.
questions or comments so far, Krista, in the chat, so we're good.
Okay, thank you. All right. We will move to our monthly webinar series and start with Wendy with Manager Monday.
Hey, I'm here. Welcome, everybody. Unfortunately, our Manager Monday session for June, which was scheduled for the 17th, has been canceled. Ann Savino with TWC was going to discuss defining credentials for IETs under WIOA. This is an important topic, so she still has it on the back burner, and it may come up later in the next program year, but for now, this session is canceled. Next slide. So in July, Anne is scheduled to deliver measuring skill gains for participants in an IET or workplace literacy program. And that's scheduled for July 22nd. This may change. I know that Ann Savino is considering swapping or a different topic, but just keep an eye out for any announcements. But for now, we are sticking with this topic for July 22nd, Manager Monday. And then next slide. So I'm going to go ahead and put the remaining dates in the chat. And if you want to just make sure that your calendar has the, oh, thank you. Somebody did it for me. Awesome. And then Krista, that's it for Manager Monday. Did you want me to do Workforce Wednesday now or in a minute?
In a minute.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. All right, so Teacher Tuesday, we are not having one in July. So our next one is going to be August 13th. And this is one I want to really encourage all coordinators and administrators, instructor leads and such to attend. This is going beyond the basics, real world applications of comprehensive assessments and adult education, part 2 by Linda Ross. And I'm going to read the description for this. Join us for part 2 of the webinar series where we move beyond the basics and delve into the practical applications of comprehensive assessments. Building on the foundational knowledge from part 1, this session will feature real-world examples showcasing how providers implement comprehensive assessments effectively to drive learner success. We will have provider examples gaining valuable insights from providers who have successfully integrated comprehensive assessments into their programs. Application and practice. Explore how comprehensive assessments are applied in real-world educational settings. Best practices. Discover proven strategies and best practices used to ensure the efficiency and impact. And impact on learners. Hear inspiring stories of how learners' educational journey has been positively impacted. So even though this is in a Teacher Tuesday slot, you can see where this has wide appeal for more than just teachers and instructors. So please encourage all people to join this August 13th. And it does not matter if you did not see part 1. Part 2 is a good standalone, but we may actually have part 1 in the PD portal by the time August rolls around. So we'll stay tuned for that. All right, thank you. Oh, thank me. Okay, never mind. Moving on. So the next Teacher Tuesday date is August 13th, and then we have September 10th, and so on. All right, Wendy, you're back with Workforce Wednesday.
Okay, I am filling in for Dr. Olga Escamilla. She is traveling this week. So for Workforce Wednesday, the next session will be July 17th from 12:30 to 1:30. The presenter is Julio Medina. Title is Elevating AEL Instruction, Seamless Workforce Integration Strategies for Texas Educators. I'm going to go ahead and read the description for you. Get ready to transform your teaching with our upcoming session designed for Texas AEL instructors. This session will empower participants with innovative strategies to seamlessly integrate workforce skills into your classroom instruction, ensuring your learners are prepared for the competitive workforce. Discover how to weave essential skills like literacy, numeracy, digital literacy, and soft skills into your existing curriculum. Learn to apply effective instructional techniques such as blended learning, contextualized learning, and project-based learning to create lessons that mimic real-world scenarios and workplace tasks. Next slide. And then in August...
Oops, I'm sorry. Good.
Oh, sorry. On August 14th, we have Sarah Sawalhi again. And we were discussing her earlier, Rena was delivering the link session, but she's coming back for Workforce Wednesday. Title, Is It Just a Retention Issue? Persistence, Informed Strategies for Adult Learners. And the description for this session is, learner retention in adult education programs continues to be increasingly important challenge to solve for. More frequently, retention is being linked to persistence. If learners improve their persistence, then retention will automatically improve. But is persistence only a learner's responsibility? This Workforce Wednesday workshop will provide training for adult education instructors and program staff members wanting to unpack persistence, its 3 factors, and ways to influence persistence inside and outside of the adult education classroom. Make plans to attend and learn how you can ensure success for your students. Be prepared for an engaging and interactive presentation. Registration for both Workforce Wednesday sessions are in the PD portal. Next slide. And then here are the remaining dates. Olga D, are you going to put those in for me, or should I add those in for Dr. Olga? Thank you, Olga D. And I think that is it for Workforce Wednesday, Krista.
All right, thank you, Wendy. All right, and now to Anne Marie with Tech and Tell.
Thank you, Krista. Good afternoon, everyone. I'd like to share with you about our July Tech and Tell webinar coming up on July 19th. And we are lucky to have Dr. Katie Welch returning. Some of you may have attended or remember hearing about Dr. Katie Welch, who is a national consultant, but she also teaches here in Texas. And her focus is on language and linguistics for English language learners. And so Dr. Welch will, during this Tech and Tell, be talking about Wonderopolis. And several years ago, we presented this webinar on Tech and Tell, but Wonderopolis has changed a lot over the last couple of years. And so let me share with you what the focus is going to be. And registration is going to be available soon in the PD portal. So for this iteration of the July Wonderopolis, Katie will showcase the new resources on instruction on this instructional website, along with demonstrating ways to use the resources to support, engage, and extend instruction for English language learners. Dr. Welch will also share how the resources and activities on Wonderopolis can help instructors address the family and the civics content standards. So we're going to talk about how this seemingly, there's a lot on this website. So I hope you encourage your teachers to attend in July, and registration will be available soon in the PD portal. Next slide, Krista. All right, so we do have 2 more dates on the books now, so mark your calendars for Tech and Tell for August 16th. And I want to give a shout out to Sasha Lubano, who will be the presenter, and she's going to share with us how to use Goose Chase. I'm so excited about this. So she's going to be joining us and talk about all the ways instructors and programs can use Goose Chase. And then we do also have a September 28th, 2024 date. And so stay tuned for information on that topic. So next slide, Krista. And just on behalf of all of us, thank you, and reach out to us as always with ideas on topics for our webinars. We could not do this without all of you and your expertise that you bring. Thank you so much, Krista.
Thank you, Anne Marie. All right, do we have any questions?
No, ma'am, no comments, no questions at this time.
Okay, I would like to mention Linda Ross put in the chat about, thank you, Krista. We are fortunate to have 3 programs provide how they provide comprehensive assessments in the field. And she's also encouraging you to sign up to hear some of their best practices. So thank you, Linda, for adding that in the chat. All right, now one of our most favorite areas, test announcements. Tracy, you're up.
All right. Thank you, Krista. Good afternoon. I say this every month. I feel like I'm repeating information. However, there's some new information here, but I want to make sure that everyone is clear and feels good, that they understand these changes with the tests that have come up this year. So bear with me if you've heard some of this before. We have all of these new tests. The NRS has approved these over the past year. TWC will allow local programs to decide when to transition to the new test series. So if programs continue to use the old test series and you don't have a trainer at your program, please talk to your PD specialist. They can get you some names of trainers that can come and train for you. So please reach out to your PD specialist. And next slide. Thanks, Krista. So most recently, the NRS has approved TABE 13 and 14 and TABE Class C Forms C and D. So DRC has put out these announcements in a couple of ways. If you're on their listserv, we need to still get the Federal Register from the feds to verify that, but they did let DRC know that this had been approved. So they are reaching out and working with states to roll out these new TABE forms. The last time I talked to DRC, their timeline worked a little bit like this, where TABE 13 and 14 should be available in the fall if you're interested in moving to that test. Class E is just a change in forms. No different training will be needed. The forms are just changing, and A and B will continue through, well, I think I have this on another slide. I'm a little ahead of myself, but forms A and B will continue and be good through June 30th of 2025. And I'll go over that again probably when we get to that slide. Okay, thanks. Next slide. Okay, there's the little guy jumping from hoop to hoop. You know, got to decide old or new. I don't know. I just like that graphic. Okay. There's that song Jump. Okay, next slide. Sorry, Chris. I get distracted. Okay, Best Plus. You know, just reviewing this again, you've got the new Best Plus 3.0, which is not available yet. We're all waiting for this to be released, the materials along with the training, which, as you can see on here, once it is available, it will be a free online self-paced course for about 6 months once they release it. After that, we'll go back to the older model that Cal provides of a training of trainer event. But so that would probably happen in the spring. So the old version, Best Plus 2.0, which we're currently using, will go through June 30th, 2025 as well. Okay, next slide. So Best Literacy 2.0 is out. We did have a training of trainer last week. So we have 14 certified Texas style Best Literacy 2.0 test administrator trainers. If your program is wanting to go to Best Literacy 2.0 and you did not send someone to the TOT last week, reach out to your PD specialist again. We have a list of trainers who would be willing to train outside of their program. We will, in the fall, have more training of trainer events. You know, we're in this weird year where everyone's starting new grants in July 1st. So it's a little lag time for new programs or new grantees, that kind of thing. So we feel like the fall is going to be the best time to offer more training of trainer events. And the good thing with Best Literacy and Best Plus 3.0 when it comes out is the minimum instructional hours has changed. And you can see on the slide to 40 instructional hours instead of 60. And then the old is available still. We do have trainers available. And let me just say this, Cal has had to reorder materials for the current Best Literacy. And so I believe they're soon getting all the forms in. I think it was A, B, and C, or B, C, and D. And they weren't prepared to continue with the old Best Literacy through June 30th, but when the NRS changed their minds and, delayed the sunset of all the current ESL testing tools, this is still available. They just had to order more materials. So, okay, any questions, y'all put those in the chat. All right, next slide. Thank you. So the CASAS test, we did in May have a recertification training for trainers. And so they can train on the old series and the new series. And anyone that did not get recertified is not eligible to train. We did deactivate the last iteration of CASAS materials. But if you need a CASAS trainer, please reach out to your PD specialist if you don't have one at your program, and they can look on the list of folks that went through the recertification on May 23rd and help you find someone to train. Next slide. Okay, tape tests. I kind of went through this ahead of time, but you can see on the slide what I had been talking about earlier. We still have tape 1112, which is approved through June 2025. And trainers are available if you don't have one in your program. And that slide is almost correct. Tape 1314. I missed that. Sorry about that. It has been approved. And like I was saying earlier, the materials will be available in the fall. Tape Class C, current forms A and B are approved through June 2025, and the new test forms C and D have been approved, and you can start using those when DRC makes those available. And I believe they said on the Tape Class C, the form C and D, that it would take them a couple of months to have those testing materials ready, and I'm sure they will let us know when they are. And we do have trainers available for Texas style Tape Class C online. Okay, let's see.
We have a question, Ms. Tracy. Becky Nelson is asking, is there any update on when TOTS for tape 11 and 12 and Best Literacy, the current one, will be scheduled? Thank you.
Thanks, Olga. Okay, Becky, we're with tape 11, 12. We have current trainers who could do tape 11, 12. We're not going to offer a new TOT for tape 11, 12 because through this year, we're going to be transitioning to tape 13, 14. And we do have training, certified trainers for tape 11, 12. If your program needs one, the same thing with the current Best Literacy. We are not going to have a training of trainer for the current Best Literacy test. If your program needs one, talk to your PD specialist and they can help you get, names for people who could come train at your program. We decided TDBC and TCAL to focus on future trainings, test tools that are out and TOTs for those. And then, like I've said a couple of times, there are current trainers available for both tape 11, 12 and the current Best Literacy. So we're going to fall back to those trainers if needed. Okay. Okay, next slide. Good question though. So work keys, real excited about this. Save the date if you're interested in work keys. And I do have a list of programs who had reached out to me that they're interested in coming to a training of trainers by ACT. We have a date, August 20th through 21st. It will be in Dallas. I will be sending out a listserv announcement about this soon. Once I need to get a description from work keys, but we're getting there, very close to this. So if you're interested in using work keys, please save those dates, and I'll be getting information out to you soon on that.
Ms. Tracy, we have a
Yes,
question
ma'am.
from Mr. Eduardo Martinez. When will there be a TOT for the new tape exam?
Okay, that's a great question, Eduardo. Tape 13, 14. So what we will do with the tape 11, 12 materials, we'll kind of refresh those and it will become tape 13 and 14. The test isn't changing. It's just the questions, so they're not repetitive from table 11, 12. So the questions will be new. The one good thing about TABE 13, 14 that DRC has shared is that the time the students have to take the test it will take less time for them to take the test because they've shortened the reading passages. They were very long, and the other test, as we all know, it was really took students a long time to take that test. So that's a good question, Eduardo. I don't know when there will be a TOT, and when we do have one, we will focus on TABE 13, 14, but you can still, as a program, use it when TABE 13, 14 becomes available. Current trainers will not need to be refreshed because we will deactivate the 11, 12 materials and put 12, 13, 14 in there. We'll have both going, actually. These are really good questions. We'll have both going, TABE 11, 12 and TABE 13, 14. And it's mainly just going to be, replacing the words TABE 13, 14 for TABE 11, 12. There's not any major changes with that, but it's a good question. And yes, we're going to be working on that this summer. So many projects, so much to do, as y'all, I'm sure, are feeling it as well. Okay. Next slide. I think I'm getting there. Okay. So a lot of what I kind of touched base on a little bit in the past slides about the test training plan for new tests. I've kind of alluded to some of this. Now with CASAS, if for current test proctors and test administrators, this is what we're looking at here in the first line, the first row. For current proctors, 2-hour refresher is needed to get up to date. The new CASAS eTest proctor certification online, and the new navigating the new test series and overview. And you can find a link to those on the approved test training chart. And the links are there. And I may have to pull that up and share it in a moment. For Math Goals 2, nothing new is needed because it's just, again, changing forms. Nothing is different. It's just, new forms for that. And keep in mind that Math Goals is done by June 30th of this year. So you're not going to be able next program year to administer the current Math Goals. You'll need to move to Math Goals 2. So with Cal, and I've mentioned this before, I feel like I'm repeating myself, y'all, kind of like a broken record. The new Best Plus 3.0 test administrator training is not available yet. It will be free for 6 months once it does come out, and we'll be sure to let y'all know when that happens. And we do have trainers for the Texas Style Best Literacy 2.0 test administrator training that is out, and programs that want to start using 2.0 Best Literacy 2.0 in July and need training, please reach out to your PD specialist. All right, next slide. And moving on, like I was sharing, DRC TABE 13, 14. It will be that 3-hour refresher, I'm not sure that's correct. And let me get back to you on that one. TABE Class C, nothing new is needed when you change the forms out, if you choose to do that this year. So ACT work keys, we will have the TOT August 21st and 22nd. Oh my gosh, I think my slides are almost done, y'all. I believe so. Krista, next slide. Let's see. Okay, yay. That's a lot of information, and it's a lot of information to keep up with. And I appreciate your patience, because if anyone is new or hasn't heard this before, this is very important. So we probably, with the new grant year and program year starting, will repeat some of this. I'll try to trim it down a bit, but we just want to keep the message going on all of this so everyone's clear on transitioning to new tests and when you can do that, which is up to your program and the next program year. And if you need trainers for that, talk to your PD specialist. And in the fall, as I mentioned, we'll probably have several training of trainer events, but they will be geared toward the new test versions. So, Krista, I think I'm done talking. I think, unless there's any more questions.
Oh, thank you, Tracy. Yeah, no more questions.
Yes, we just got one. Miss Krista, as you were
Oh, okay.
speaking,
There it
Miss
is.
Claudette Session is
Claudette.
asking. Yeah. For clarification, is the TOT for ACT work case August 21, 22, August 2021? 2 different days were given and 2 different slides.
Eagle Eye Claudette, thank you so much. It is going to be the 20th and 21st. Good catch, because we had it the 21st and 22nd, but then we realized that TWC is having the business meeting on the 22nd. So we did move it to the 20th and 21st, and I didn't catch those dates on that other slide. Okay, good catch, Claudette. Thank you so much. All right. Thanks.
All
And if
right.
you ever have any questions, and I'm going to put, when I'm done, and I'm going to put the link to the approved test training chart in the chat. I'll do that in just a second, and my email. And that approved test training chart has links to everything that we've been talking about on the publisher's website. So I'll stick that in there. Okay, Krista, I'm done. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Tracy, so much. All right. Moving on. PD portal announcements. This is another lengthy section. So Jessica, you've got it.
Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. So our first 2 slides will be listing all of the new courses that we've put in the PD portal since the last time we've met. We have 10 new courses. All of the informational webinars that we've held to discuss all of that testing information are now in the PD portal. So please go check that out if you have further questions about anything that Tracy has talked about. All of those are in the portal now. If you go to the next slide, and then just a reminder, if you don't remember all of these names, on the bottom of your PD portal, there's a little carousel that says new in the PD portal, and you can see all of the new courses that are being featured. And so you can go and click through that to find out what is new. All right, some of you may have seen this come across, but Teaching Adult Learners will be deactivated on Saturday the 15th. So users have until tomorrow to finish this if it is on their active part of the transcript. After that, it will not be able to be assigned or be taken until the next program year. Same with these 3 links courses. The names are a little bit lengthy in the PD portal. I just kind of shrunk them down a little bit to fit on this slide, but these will be deactivated on June 1st, and the purpose of that is because we are going to improve these for the next program year, so we're going to go ahead and take those down. So if anybody has it active on their transcript and wishes to finish that, they have until the 20th to do that. And those individuals that have it on their active part of the transcript already have received an email to inform them of that. Upcoming annual PD portal courses that will be deactivated are all of those testing ones, because they will change at the new year. So if there's a new version, if it applies, if not, I'll be working with Tracy to update them for the new tests that will be coming out. Friendly reminder that in Reporting 2.0, you are able to run reports, and it's good to run those at the end of the year. So for supervisors, you can run the transcript report and all of the available online curricula. Instructions to do that are in the Wakelet, which is in the chat, the link to that. And then participants, your staff members are able to run their transcript report for their completed PD. And so there's instructions on how to do that in the PDF that is just placed in the chat. If there's another report that you need as we wrap up the year, please email us at pdportal@tmu.edu. Some attendance updates. One of the things that have been keeping us busy is processing attendance for some of the symposiums and virtual conferences that we've had over the past month. All of the virtual attendees that have attended the Career Pathway Symposium, the certificates are in the PD portal. So if they go and look, it will be on the finished part of their transcript. DLTI, all of the attendees, we are still working on those certificates, and I anticipate that those will be available on the 25th. If you or one of your staff members is missing a certificate, please email us at pdportal@tmu.edu. As we are wrapping up the year, sometimes it becomes a little challenging to get those hours in on time, and you get stuck. And if we're closed, we have these resources to help you and your staff members on how to troubleshoot some of those things if we're not available. And so please make sure to visit this website to follow some how-to videos, view some PDFs, and that way you can get your things taken care of at a timely manner so you're not waiting on us. If you still have questions or still need support, please feel free to email us at that pdportal@tamu.edu email address, and we're happy to help. With that, just a reminder that we are here from 8 to 5, and you can reach us at this email address and phone number. And during business hours, we do respond in less than 24 hours. We do have a couple of closures to federal holidays, Wednesday, June 19th, and Thursday, July 24th. I'm sorry, July 4th, excuse me. We will be closed, and we will open up at 8 a.m. the next day. And so the email and help desk phone number will not be monitored at that time. But if you need assistance with anything, the Distance Ed call center will be open to and ready to assist you. Any
Wow, Jessica.
questions?
You have been busy, you and Yoli. I mean, amazing. So any questions about anything that you saw there on the PD portal? And remember to email them and or reach out to your PD specialist as well. That's what we're here to assist with too. All right. Okay, I'm going to move on, and we have PD coordinator time. And I just have a few quick things to remind you. Most of you already know this. The LPD needs to be completed by June 30th, entered in teams by July 15th. If you're still needing help with getting people finished, reach out to your PD specialist so that we can help get everybody complete for this program year. And just another reminder, please, if you have any national conferences that your staff attended, whether it's COABE or links courses, those kinds of things, please send in the spreadsheet to your PD specialist so that we can get these things in for you. And again, please, if it do not enter any of those kinds of things into Teams yourself. If you're not sure whether you should enter it into Teams, ask your PD specialist for guidance. And then this is just an announcement. I've had a few questions about when the PD plan for this coming program year is going to be due. Normally, we're already working on it and such, but this October 15th date is subject to change, but the PD plan for this coming program year will not be due until sometime in the fall, and your PD specialist will be working with you and getting your recommendations and stuff like that. So I just wanted to put some people's minds at ease as you're transitioning from one grant to another, that the PD plan is not right now. So just letting you know. All right. And then our next PD coordinator webinar will be July 11th. And then you can see our next upcoming dates for those. All right, Rena, are you still here?
Yes, I am.
Okay.
Yes, just another reminder about the Distance Education Call Center. So this is a call center that is to help your instructors and your students with any technology needs. So it can be during times where it's technology help that they need, during a remote class, or while they're even studying at home. And we also can answer questions and provide assistance with any distance learning curriculum. That's what the call center is here for. So we do offer free promotional items, which will be either a posters, magnets, or stickers that we can send to your location on site for free. Or you can also request a roadshow, which is more information about what the call center can do for you. So you can request that session through your PD specialist. And in the chat, I did put our hours of operation. So I didn't include this, but we're open every single day of the week from 7 a.m. to 10 p.m. Our phone number is on there, as well as our website. And on our website, we have a direct link to our Zoom. So if you prefer, or your students prefer, they can just join us straight on there without a call needed. Thank you.
Thank you, Rena. All right. Well, thank you so much for joining us, and we'll see you again on July 11th.